Yo, SNA fans, this is Super Ninja Austin here in the 103rd episode of the SNA podcast. This is the SmackDown review, the weekly SmackDown review that I usually do. So this is like on the November 3rd, I believe. No, the November 2nd edition of Friday Night SmackDown, Part 12 review, and we're going to be talking about what went down tonight's Blue Branch show. And we're starting off in the beginning of the show. And it is with here's where we got LA Knight coming into the ring, on his way to the ring. Had a couple things to say to the tribal chief, which is right here, talking about what exactly going to do, like something like he did last week onto their into the promo battle and their contract signing segment, I should say. Which I believe this episode of SmackDown was pre-taped, because I heard that there's a couple of things about the segments with this and John Cena taking with Solo Sikoa, which I believe they pre-taped this a week ago, like right after they had their live episode, last week's episode, of course, of SmackDown. Make sure you check that out on my SNA podcast. My documents not documents, I should say, analyzing that show. But this is where LA Knight's like, and he's like that's nearly 1,200 days of Roman Reigns' title reign, and my God, that's so impressive. And he also says, but it's gonna end into from this man, that title reign is gonna end before it can get more further. And he's like, and what's more impressive is as quickly as like that 1,200 days could come to an end at this Saturday, which is tomorrow, of course. And he's like, just like last week, what happened just happened instantly out of nowhere. Like Roman Reigns comes, and then this is where Roman Reigns comes down here, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna give LA Knight a spear, right?" Like, no. And he's like, and fans was laughing their asses off when he said this. This is where he's like, I know that's why I dropped the tribal chief with the business side with a BFT out of nowhere. And guess what? And the fans are like, what? And then this is where LA Knight's like, tomorrow night Crown Jewel it's gonna be totally different. Like he's gonna find himself dropped on his head, and then don't get lost in the don't get lost in the don't get lost in the shuffle right now, tribal chief. Like this is a hostile takeover. Make no mistake about it. And the fans are continuing to cheer for this guy. Yeah, he's so over. And speaking of over, he said he's gonna take over, and then everything that Roman Reigns, I think he earned from the last 3 years in WWE Championship, has no chance but to come to me, and then it'll be end of Roman's reign. And I was like, no, hopefully that's not a pun intended of his last name, Reigns. If it was, he would have had the whole A. He would have the S to make it a plural. But anyway, it was like, yeah. And then LA Knight's like, come on, let's come on down, tribal chief. Roman Reigns finally comes out, done listening to LA Knight's messages that he's presenting to the tribal chief, even though he wasn't there, until after he said the first half of his lines on his promo. And then Roman Reigns had some words of his own about what he thinks of LA Knight.
I'm about to go with Louie and see what we get for dinner so we all can eat.
Yeah.
Can you keep it on tray?
I can,
I'm
yeah.
about to leave with Louie.
Sure, yeah.
I'm about to pee real quick.
Okay, no problem, yeah. Oh, you can see it.
I'm about to come see it.
And this is where
I was trying to help you.
this is where Roman Reigns got on the microphone.
This man go to the top of the cage.
And he's like, typically, I would usually tell this particular town, or should I say, yeah, typically, I would tell this particular town that to acknowledge me, but they already know who I am. And then this is where, and it's like, but I don't think you understand that, LA Knight. Like, I'm gonna introduce myself one time only, and then Roman Reigns like, I'm Roman Reigns. And I just said Roman Reigns double times. But anyway, he's like, I am the tribal chief, and I'm the head of the table. And I am the face of all of WWE. And it looked like LA Knight was not intimidated whatsoever because he was staring at him like saying like that's all he can bring is words and not action, like, which we probably see plenty of that with both Knight and Reigns tomorrow night, or in the United States it's like tomorrow morning or afternoon. But anyways, Roman Reigns was like lots have changed around here, huh? He's like, I take my time to leave. I expected people to step up, but I expected someone to step up to me, but I expected to be you. Like, you were the last on my list, as a matter of fact. And Roman Reigns like, but you did something to catch these people's attention in WWE. Like, you manage the time wisely, and you get all these people here on your side and saying your catchphrase. Now, I'll give you credit for that, LA. He's like, it's not easy this day and age. Like, go ahead, chant his name like you usually do every single week. And then that's when the fans chanted LA Knight. Yeah. And they're like, you want to advance this business. You seem like you're setting us back. I'm pushing us forward, like all the way to the big screen. And what they say now, what they do, I do. Well, cinema, huh? I was like Roman, I believe they always been calling that ever since movies ever existed. So I wouldn't say like it's just the nowadays thing, like of calling a storytelling movie a cinema or a show, I should say. A storytelling show or storytelling movie or anything in the matter. It's always been called a cinema for. And then Paul Heyman's like, of course, like you're the star. And then Roman Reigns is like, damn right, I'm the star, and I'm telling you, the mega star, something that you wish to be, LA Knight. Roman Reigns like, I turned this business into a billion-dollar industry, multi-billion-dollar industry. I was like, yeah, you continuously turn into a billion-dollar industry, but I would say you were entirely the reason why it turned into a billion-dollar industry. Like, there's plenty of more stars than you that are big-time main event megastars in WWE. Like, you're not the only one, Roman. Like, so I wouldn't be higher than my heels right now if I was you, Roman. But anyways, Roman Reigns also said, I did everything that set the bars into WWE. And what have you done, Knight? What you did around here for the past 2 months? The only thing you did out here is to chant your name and what? And he's like, and cosplay a redneck version of my cousin, The Rock. I was like, finally somebody's noticing this, like inside of WWE, of course. Like, other than my mother and Kevin Nash. But anyway, and my brother, and Kevin Nash noticed that he's a cosplay. Finally, another wrestler, like next to The Miz, is pointing out this gimmick of LA Knight's playing. It's like a cosplay of the People's Champion. But anyways, this is where, and the fans are like, oh, that's already done now. Like, you have this little dream night in the living, like it's Like, this does not make me happy right now, and this is my island of relevancy. So take this time to join, because tomorrow I'm gonna just straight up smash you in you, and you'll never. And it's like, you're not gonna chant your name and your catchphrase anymore. They won't even know who you are. Like, but don't worry, you won't be the last. I'm like, even if you did retain and won the match, like by a pinfall or submission or some way, or not even knockout, like he's still not gonna be forgettable. Like everybody said all over the wrestling internet community that if he doesn't win the Undisputed Championship, he's gonna get a guaranteed opportunity for the United States Championship and later on in his career, whether if it's the end of this year or beginning of next year, and he's possibly gonna hold on to that championship even after WrestleMania. Like, or you don't even have to have a championship for him to be memorable. He's probably going to have a big WrestleMania moment, like in 5 months from now. So, what makes you think about all that? And he's like, and then LA Knight's like you possibly feeling unbeatable right now, don't you, Roman? Like, and let's face it, like you beating everybody, haven't you? And I can name a few right now. You just beating everybody that even stood right in front of you. Like, you don't understand. And fans are chanting, well, I'm not counting on the same angle that everybody else did. You don't understand. Like, I'm not here to finish the story. Like, you don't understand. Well, and I also heard about that, like as a reference to Cody Rhodes about the spoilers. I'm not sure if it was BWE or another WWE insider that looked in the spoilers of some of the segments, like this and John Cena and Solo Sikoa, because I believe they pre-taped the SmackDown last Friday because they weren't be able to make a live SmackDown because they'll be in Saudi Arabia getting ready for Crown Jewel. But anyways, this is where I'm here to start something. Yeah. And he's like, I'm here to start the LA Knight era. Like, we're talking about cosplay. I'm not cosplaying. I'm going to cosplay who's going to kick your ass. And I'm going to, and everybody's like, yeah. And I don't need the cosplay because I've been living this life. And because you come here talking about megastar, you don't even know the definitions about that. And he's like, I know about doing some job. You make yourself damn near a mega. So only because you carry that big gold WWE logo on your arms. And then he's like, and then I can do the same thing but bigger. And he's like, I'm gonna put it to you like this, Roman. They're talking about leaving me in the desert. I'll tell you one more time, I don't do warning shots. To make sure if you're gonna take your shot, make sure you leave. You make sure you leave me good and done into the ground, like, because if you don't, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna fight you, and then the only I'll be visible will be right down between your eyes, and when you hear him say, and the new WWE champion LA Knight, yeah, and the fans said it with him, and then he walked out of there like, sending him a warning shot that looked like it could come true. Like if things go according to plan in LA Knight's side of things. But who thinks, like I said before, like about thousands of times, and I'll say it one more time again before the big show, for the big show tomorrow morning or afternoon. Who you got that you're going to predict for with the megastar and the tribal chief? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. But we're going to move on to the upcoming match, which is the prize fighter Kevin Owens taking on the former United States champion Austin Theory, which reminded me of my experience of going to a WWE show, my first ever experience at Sunday Night Stunner a year ago. But anyways, we're going to be talking about that right here, right now. Like, where they show some recaps with Kevin Owens warning them that he would knock both each other out. And then he hit both of them at the same time with them lined up in a row, like two in a row. And this is what Austin Theory was like, yeah. And he's like, that's the only thing you can shot at me because I have plenty of hits before, like over 1 million hits. And then he said like, and that's like a mother's love kick. A mother love punch. And he's like, that's what Kevin Owens is like. He's gonna have he's not gonna have to wear. He's not when I get through with him, he's gonna probably will have to wear a mask for Halloween. I'll be like, ain't Halloween's past? Like, and besides, like, even if it was Halloween, I don't think he needs to be wearing a mask, like, because I'm not sure if that's his thing. Also, like, if you ask Sami Zayn, he might, but that's outside WWE, of course. But anyways, we're gonna talk about the match. Like, after he was interviewed by Kayla Braxton, this is where Austin Theory started talking more trash. It was like Kevin Owens was like, all right, if you want to keep talking like that, like I can be more of your face in. Like that's what Kevin Owens was like, and this is where they started doing the grappling game. This is where Kevin Owens pushes Austin Theory right to the top right turnbuckle. This is where he spins Owens around, and then this is where he was at right onto the top right corner. This is where Kevin Owens was like, all right, like I'm off, like for the referee's sake. And then this is where Kevin Owens went back, and then this is where he started trying to hit strikes lefts and rights to Austin Theory, but he started cowardly hiding behind the ropes in the bottom corner. And then this is where, on the bottom corner side of the ring, I should say, this is where Kevin Owens like, all right, like I'm not trying to do nothing unfair. Like I'm trying to give you the chance. This is what the referee tried to tell him, like, all right, like I'm just trying to do my job. And then this is where Owens said, come on, let's wrestle for this time for real. This is where he grapples him, pushes him right to the bottom right corner into the turnbuckle. And then this is where the referee's like, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, what, referee? Like, I'm just wrestling. Like, I'm trying to do my job. Like, just let me do it. Like, just give me the count. Like, it's boy, your job, isn't it? And then this is where he tries to hit the right hand to Austin Theory. This is where Austin Theory tried to kick him right in the midsection. Kevin Owens grabs on his leg, spins him around. This is where Austin Theory tried to go for a right hand right to the face, but he ducks down and ran like a coward into the right corner of the ropes, outside the ring in the right side of the ringside area. This is where Austin Theory tried to leave the ring. This is where Kevin Owens is like, get your ass back in the ring so I can finish you off. And then this is where Austin Theory spears KO back first, right to the right side of the ring apron, which is known as the hardest part of the ring, proven fact in the internet wrestling community. This is where he spears him right to the top of the announce table. This is where he Irish whips Owens back in the ring, hits a left. Austin Theory hits a left boot first right to Kevin Owens. This is where he started hitting a couple of big, little fists, I should say, because they don't look really big, just some big blows. And then he was punching him for a little while, and then Kevin Owens was down to the ground. This is where he tried to go for another left hand. This is where he pushes us, push him back first. Push him right on his back face first. Right onto the bottom right corner of the turnbuckle. This is where Austin Theory started repeatedly hitting his left hand like about 10 times in a row to Kevin Owens. I was like, come on, Kevin, don't let him continue this. And then, like I said before, I'll say it again, this reminds me a little bit like my Sunday Night Stunner experience at a WWE house show last year, where I even called Austin Theory a wannabe Super Ninja Austin into the audience. But anyway, we were cheering on Kevin Owens, say, fight Owens, fight. And then that's what I sort of did tonight on SmackDown, because not a fan of Austin Theory at this time, and I am a mega Kevin Owens fan right now. So yeah, of course I'm a root for the prize fighter. But anyway, this is where he grabs onto this is where Austin he grabs onto his hand. This is where Kevin Owens tried to hit him with a striking left hand, but Kevin Owens is managing to squeeze his hand. Flips out of his blows. This is where Kevin Owens pushes him right to the ropes, and then Austin tries to run right back to Owens. Gets picked up, hits him with a pop-up powerbomb. Oh no, not a pop-up powerbomb, not yet. It was a gut buster first, and then he closed on him out of there, knocking him out of the ring. And then he told Austin, Grayson Waller, he was like, Like, this is my show, the KO show. And Grayson Waller, smart ass, said, this is not your show. It never will be your show. And then this is where Kevin Owens said, suck it. Like, did the crotch chop right onto him. Like, and then this one. And then this is where Grayson Waller was like, hey, that was so disrespectful for him, telling the commentator. It's where Kevin Owens clotheslined Austin Theory right on the ring side, the left side. And then after, when he was in the middle of the ground laying there, this is where he hits him with a running senton right onto the Austin Theory's midsection. And then the fans start cheering like, yay! He was like, yeah, you better watch it, mate. Like, that's what Kevin Owens said in a hilarious manner, like before they went to commercial break. But we're gonna skip commercial break, obviously, because nothing really interesting in the commercials at this point. But yeah, anyway, the point is, like, Kevin Owens throws Austin Theory back in the ring, and then this is where, as soon as he tries to, but somehow, like, I'm not sure what happened next because it got out of commercial break. Like, they are out in the outside. This is where Austin Theory hits him with a chop block. Like, as soon as he throws him back in Owens back in the ring. This is where Austin Theory tried to go. He goes for a forearm strike right into the jaw of the prize fighter. Tries to pin him, but he only got a 1. He only got a 2, but he kicks out at 2.8 seconds, I believe. This is where Austin Theory tried to go for the A-Town down. Kevin Owens flips out of it, start striking right hands right onto Austin Theory. This is where he shoves him right to the bottom side of the corner, trying to go for his now second finishing move. His first, his former main finishing move now is the second finishing move, which is the pop-up powerbomb. But Austin Theory flips out of it. This is where Austin Theory tried to go for a kick to the midsection, but Kevin Owens counters, kicks him in the gut of his own, respectively. This is where he tried to go for a stunner. This is where Austin Theory pushed him out of the way. This is where he hits him with a striking forearm to the jaw. This is where Austin Theory tried to go for a rolling blockbuster swinging neck breaker, like, which he successfully executes. But fortunately for Kevin Owens and us Kevin Owens fans, like, that was not going to get him the 3 count, because the referee counted the 1, the referee counted the 2. But Kevin Owens instantly kicked out at 2.1 seconds. This is where what else? And then this is where even Michael Cole was like, fight Owens, fight. And I was like, wow, like, it looks like everybody must have been spying on Super Ninja Austin back last October, which that's not really the case. I would say not last. I would say a year from this past October, I should say, but still last year, 2022. Hopefully, but anyway, hopefully I do get be on another WWE event, but that's at that time. But when we're still in 2023, whether if it be this month, next month, or even any time in 2024, hopefully I go to another event. But anyways, this is where Austin Theory goes for a striking clothesline right onto Kevin Owens. Hits a right hand to the prize fighter. This is where he tried to put him right on the top rope. This is where he goes for a right hand to the head to Kevin Owens, but Kevin Owens started countering, hitting him with a right hand on his own. This is where Austin Theory tried to go up and try to hit him another with the left hand. Kevin Owens started answering back with right hands again. Austin Theory goes with the left hand. This is where he tried to go for a suplex to the prize fighter, but the prize fighter Kevin Owens caught him with his legs, hit him with a swinging Fisherplex right onto the canvas. This is where, like, landing him back first into it, and then this is where Corey Graves even said, recommended Grayson Waller not to look, because it wasn't looking pretty for his best friend. It's where he stripped him right to the right corner. He gets pop-up powerbomb, because you know the statistic. If it doesn't successfully execute the first time, it's going to do it the second time, which that was the case for the prize fighter. This is where KO was like, Who wants to see me do the stun next? The stun gun. Because that's his main finishing move now. And the pop-up. He's like, you better keep your eyes close up because this could be you up next. Like, and then this where Ray was like, all right, I'm watching up. Like, you better keep your eyes on this match. And this is where Kevin Owens hits the stunner, got the 1, 2, 3, and then it reminds me of like, and that successfully execute the second time, like along with the pop-up power bomb. Like, and this reminded me like what he did. It was louder, and you can hear it like echoing around the arena, like what Michael Cole said. Like Michael Cole wasn't lying when he says. Like, yeah, you can hear the echoing around the arena, which that was the case at the Sunday Night Stunner event. Like, kick and then go up and bounce, and it looked like he bounced him right right through the canvas. Goes for the pin, 1, 2, 3, and yeah, and KO continue his dominance since his return to SmackDown. Like since he'd been traded from Raw to SmackDown, this is where But yeah, it looks like we're gonna see a continuous rivalry with this 2-on-3, probably soon to be probably a 2-on-2 feud. But I think it's good for now for Kevin Owens to say he could beat these arrogant douchebags any day without anybody's help, which I don't really blame him because it looks like he don't need nobody's help beating the hell out of him. If it was Sami Zayn, it would probably be a different story. But now he's on Raw. But anyways, I'm probably going to see more beatdowns from the prize fighter to Austin Theory, like in the foreseeable future. But anyways, we're going to move on to the next segment or match. I think it was a backstage interview, which was Kathy Kelly. What she was announced that it seems like Kevin Owens was happy to take care of that problem with Austin Theory. I'm happy to present and interview my guest at this time, Bianca Belair, which she was in the backstage interview. And Kathy Kelly was saying, like, you're going to go face-to-face with Bayley tonight at this go-home edition of SmackDown. Bianca Belair was like, Bayley and I had a lot of history from the past 3 years, or 2 years, I should say. And then, and the talented she is, she thinks she's doing too very much, but she really isn't. And then Damage Control, but when Damage Control nearly took me out of action forever, it got me a totally different side of me now. It brought a totally different side of me now, and I'm going to show them that side of me. And this is where Io Sky and Bayley double teamed her, trying to beat her down with Bayley holding on to the Bianca Belair and Io Sky doing a super kick right onto the midsection onto Bianca Belair. And then this is where Bianca Belair started hitting fists and forearms onto both Bayley and Io Sky, trying to beat the daylights out. But luckily, Nick Aldis was there to break it up. Ladies kind of with a couple backstage with the backstage producers, which is Kenny Dykstra. And then this is where Tropicana Bayley's psycho ass would start laughing at Bianca Belair. Like, ha, 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 you can't beat us. And then there will be a main event match. And that also reminds me of Sunday Night Stunner. And then let's say, spoiler alert, it was the outcome on Sunday Night Stunner last October. But anyways, we're going to talk about that in just a moment here. We're going to be talking about But now we're going to be talking about because we got some tag team action with some Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, and they even show that because on Talking Smack last Friday after Shotzi beat Chelsea Green at last week's edition of SmackDown, she made a match, came up with an idea for a match with her and her tag partner Piper Niven to take on Shotzi and a friend of her choosing. But we didn't know exactly who it could be. I thought it was going to be somebody else that was on SmackDown, even though she's not like a full-time in-ring competitor, but she's friends with Shotzi, and she even co-hosted this year's Halloween Havoc event of NXT. But it didn't seem like it was the wife of Karrion Kross, like rather than somebody else that's making so many appearances lately from the past few months of being on SmackDown. And that woman is none other than the Queen of Flares herself, Charlotte Flair. But anyways, we're going to talk about that right here, right now. It was Piper Niven and Chelsea Green taking on Shotzi and her mystery partner, which is Charlotte Flair. And we're going to talk about that right here, right now. When this tag team match, it started off with Shotzi and I believe Piper Niven or it could be Chelsea Green, but either way, one of them tagged the other in. This is where Shotzi did a double team. Did a double hitter on both women, like with her hitting the elbow, so Chelsea Green wouldn't hold on to her, while Piper Niven hit her with a couple of striking blows, and then she had to step up instigiri to Piper Niven. She crawled her way right onto Charlotte Flair for the tag in to the Queen of Flares. This is where she goes right up on the top rope. This is where she hits the most comeback move in all sports entertainment to both women, which is the crossbody. This is where she does the flexible muscles to her to both Green and Niven. This is where she started hitting double striking knife edge chop. I was like, she may not be envying Gunther because she's a woman, and she's probably paying tribute to her dad, even though he's with her husband, like in AEW. Well, even though not exactly with like as a manager, more like as a guy that's gonna be hanging out with Sting in AEW. But anyways,
and you better sign up for that Tours for Talks.
This is where she started repeatedly hitting chops to Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. This is where she laid Chelsea Green out, like into the middle of the canvas. This is where she did it to Piper Niven, where she rolled right onto the left, not the left, top right corner of Tina the Turnbuckle. This is where she had to explode a suplex, do a kip up. Charlotte Flair got back on her feet. She got the fans raising up higher to cheer on to Chelsea Green. This is where she Irish whips Piper Niven to the exact same corner that she Irish whip Chelsea Green, which was the bottom left corner. Hey, birdie bird. Anyway, this is where she flips over, like when flips over the apron when Piper Niven counters when she countered Irish whipped her instead. But this is where Charlotte Flair tried to go for a big boot right to Piper's face. But this is where Chelsea Green tried to grab onto Charlotte's leg, but she kicks it out of her way, pushing her back into the corner. This is where Piper tried to go run the attack Charlotte Flair, but she was very slow. Like she was walking slow rather than trying to run up and try to stop her from doing some kind of a springboard maneuver. But it was too late. She hits a springboard schoolboy roll-up, which is proven to be known as the most devastating move in all sports entertainment. This is where Charlotte Flair goes for a German suplex, but this is where Piper Niven was running forward, like trying to grab, hanging on to Charlotte, onto the ropes, like into the bottom right corner, into her and Chelsea's corner. This is where she had a high five tag to Chelsea. This is where Charlotte Flair hits a big boot right into the face right after she did that. This is where Chelsea Green tried to go for either a meteor or the most comeback move in all sports entertainment, the crossbody. But this is where Charlotte moved out of the way. This is what made Chelsea Green roll over into the other side of the corner, into the canvas. This is where she tried to run right towards the Queen of Flares, but ended up eating a boot alive right into her face. Fell right into in the middle of the ring. This is where she pinned Chelsea, and then she got the 1, 2, 3, and then And it looks like ever since Shaw got tagged, like she didn't really need Shotzi's help. She just did it all by herself. Because I think she's very used to doing that, because just look at another faction, or even a team, I should say, that she has to be worrying about. Just like but yeah, Shotzi celebrated with Charlotte Flair, but yeah, I was like wait, like Shotzi, like where were you being? Like you're just standing there, like I know Charlotte did it all by herself, but shouldn't you just help her out just a little bit? Like, but probably none of that doesn't matter now. But at least they got the win. They are continuing to they're probably continuing in their own separate ways into their roles on SmackDown. And what do you think was next for the Queen of Flares and the Rock and Roll Bozzy? I think that's what you call it. But y'all let me know down in the comments below. We're gonna move on to the next. We're gonna move on to the next news. I'm not news now. What the? Trey, you be careful doing that.
Trey, what are you doing, bro?
I got your name.
When niggas at my job are making that kind of money.
Whoa. 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 Whoa.
Be careful. Can you get down for a second so you won't hurt yourself? Oh, Trey. But anyways, this is where we got Solo Sikoa and Paul Heyman on their way to the ring to cut their promo about John Cena of Solo going to simply squash the 16-time WWE World Champion, with Paul Heyman on the microphone saying his catchphrase starter line of the promo, saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman," and many of you realize that this is what they call the end of the days with the Dr. of Thugonomics. I was like, no disrespect, wise man of the tribal chief, but he hasn't been a Doctor of Thugonomics full time since 2004 or 5, like into the early years of the Ruthless Aggression era, or the middle. I would say the middle of the years of the Ruthless Aggression era, because it ended in 2008. But that's a story for another day. But we're going to continue the promo from Paul Heyman, like saying of the end of the Doctor of Thugonomics, John Cena. He's like, "It's not the way I wanted to be, but this is not my fault. Like, don't dare blame your tribal chief, Roman Reigns, onto this matter." He's like, "John Cena come back to WWE, and he want to pick a fight with the Bloodline. And what the hell was he thinking? And what do you think about the Bloodline gonna do? Like, they're gonna let him get away with it? Like," and he's like, "No. I don't pick up my phone and say, call Roman Reigns." Like, no. I was like, and I was like, well, like, you always do that all the time, every week on Fridays when you have your red iPhone saying, call Roman Reigns. I was like, well, that was very hypocritical from the wise men of the tribal chief. Like he always do that? Like when there's something wrong going on, like when Roman Reigns not around, like I'm afraid so. But anyways, this is where Paul Heyman also said, like Roman Reigns the one that makes the call. Roman Reigns calls the shot. Roman Reigns calls the shot, and then what does he do? Like Roman Reigns turned to the enforcer, like the sergeant of the Bloodline, like Roman Reigns turns to Solo Sikoa. He's like, let's be clear on this. Solo have a huge future at WWE, like not just as an enforcer, but stepping up when the time is right, like to be the tribal chief. And then you can't become the tribal chief without victims at your feet. And there's no bigger victim than to be victimized than John Cena. And then this is where the fans start booing more louder to the wise man, if not the advocate of the tribal chief. It's where it's like, you fans, you John Cena fans just cannot handle the truth. And he's like, and then Sol Sikoa went on the microphone and said, I don't understand why you're talking to these people if they're not going to be listening. And then
Remember my OLED TV? What do you remember? Sorry. What do you remember?
he's like, and also, or did they say anything else? Like, he did. He's like, we didn't came here to talk to you. Or refer to them, like talking to Paul Heyman, of course. Like, we didn't came here to talk to them. Everybody started booing like if he was Dominic Mysterio. And this is where Soul's like, we came here to talk to John Cena face to face right here, right now. Looking at the entrance. This is where John Cena finally does come out. Like, get ready to say a few words of what he's going to do to him tomorrow night. This is where Sol Sikoa, we had a couple of trash talking to the 16-time world. And he's like, John, I'm so pissed off that I have to wait until tomorrow to fight you. And then he's like, but I have my orders from the tribal chief. Like, giving a mug and stick. And he's like, and those orders that to give you this microphone so you can say goodbye to them while you still can. This is where he handed the microphone. This is where John Cena was like, look like you have a sore voice. Like, because every time when he speaks, like, it sounds like this. Like, I'm not sure if he's pretending to do that or he literally have a sore throat or some kind of, or have a frog in his throat or somewhere, or whatever you want to call it. But this is where fans are chanting, let's go Cena. And then
Baby, come here. Can you give me those legs, please?
let's see right here. This is where Cena said when the response, that's all you bring to the table? Like, are you serious? Like, man, I could do this in half. I could do this half as much as you can ever will, and it's only gonna take me 90 seconds to cook it. As he said, 90 seconds to cook it. I'm gonna say goodbye. I'm gonna say goodbye, but I'm not gonna say goodbye to them. I'm gonna say goodbye for them. And the fans start cheering like, yeah, like he sure is. And then John Cena was like, he's like, the only reason why you have a job here is because of your cousin. Like the spoiler goes, like what John Cena said until the pre-tape segment for this episode of Friday Night SmackDown, because it was pre-taped because tomorrow night tomorrow in the afternoon in America and tomorrow night into the Saudi Arabia, they're gonna have a crown jewel pay-per-view. But anyways, John Cena's like, oh, you think you're gonna walk around, think you're some kind of big badass enforcer when you're nothing but a bargain basement Taz ripoff? And everybody's like, whoa, which everybody's talking about that all over the wrestling internet community, like saying that he just took a dig at Taz, which he's now is a commentator in AEW, along with his son being a full-time active competitor in All Elite Wrestling. But yeah, I was like, yeah, that's a dig that he rarely would do, like, because he hardly mentioned anything about Taz these days. But anyways, this is where Sol Sikoa couldn't take any of it, but he was holding it because he wants to save every bit of his energy for tomorrow night's pay-per-view. And then John Cena's like, he's like, you think you're extra solid, Solo? Take that thumb extra tight, because the only place is gonna get stuck tomorrow is straight up your. He's going straight up your A, like which I'm not sure if it was appropriate for me to say that, but yeah, that's what he promised Solo Sikoa. That's the only place he's gonna stick to Samoan Spike to, is straight up where it don't shine. And he's like, "See you tomorrow night." Dropped the mic and left with his theme music coming on, which that probably took 90 seconds, aka minute and a half. But yeah, what do you think? Who's gonna win this? And I'm gonna say this for the last time before the show comes to pass, and I'm gonna be making a review of it tomorrow afternoon, along with AEW Collision review. Hopefully that'll be very soon. But we're gonna be talking about that anytime tomorrow, though. Like, make sure y'all check that out. And also, like I said, who thinks gonna win? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. I'm hoping John Cena will win because for the fact that he haven't won a one-on-one match in over 5 years. But anyways, we're gonna have we had some backstage the backstage segment with Damage Controller, like with Bayley saying she's gonna take down Bianca Belair and make sure she does. And make sure she won't make it at least not even to 50% for tomorrow night with her match with her teammate Io Sky. And she's like, if I'm lucky, I would take her out for good, and maybe I'll take Bianca Belair's place and fight you, Io. And then this where both her and Dakota Kai did not take this funny, like where she was joking, like and she was letting them know that it was only just a joke, that would never happen. Like, she will never face her teammates, like, especially even if it's for a championship. I was like, then why would you joke around like that unless you really mean it, the Tropicana Bailey? Like, what are you thinking? But anyways, this is where what's his name, Nick Aldis came in. This is where he's like, hey, Bailey, like that was the good one. Like, and I wanted to talk to you because like you're gonna have your match against Bianca Belair. But you see, like, the match is going to be a huge match, and it's only going to be you and Bianca with the rest of the Damage Control banned from ringside from you. And then this is where Bayley was like, no, what? What? Like, this is not fair. And then this is where Corey Graves even agreed, like, what is Nick Aldis thinking? Like, that's not fair. I was like, I'm pretty sure it is fair because like, even if they weren't barred from ringside, like Sky and Kai weren't barred for ringside, that would be unfair, like to Bianca Belair, even though she beaten all three of them all by herself before. But at the same time, it's like talking about unfair. Like, what's unfair is the 3-on-1 disadvantage for Belair. And yeah, and that's a proven fact. Like, whether she's a heel or face or Bayley's a heel or face, that's still not fair. But anyways, this is where we got the Brawling Brutes against Pretty Deadly in a tag team Donnybrook street fight match. I think I said it right, Donnybrook, which I believe that's the Irishman that they named after this street fight match. Like probably an Irishman. Like, I don't know who exactly he was. Even my dad asked that question. Like, when he watched Sheamus fought Drew McIntyre in this match. Like, what's the Donnybrook match? I don't know. Like, I think it's a guy from Ireland. Like what I heard from someone in the wrestling internet community. But I'm not sure if he was a wrestler or not. But that's what they call in the stipulated match. Like with if the match involves Sheamus, Drew McIntyre, or Sheamus's teammates of Butch and Rich Holland. But anyways, his teammates took on Pretty Deadly until their second rivalry tag match since Pretty Deadly's return. And we're going to talk about that right here, right now, with Pretty Deadly entering the ring. But this is where Butch and Rich Holland did not wait for them to enter the ring because they went straight towards them and started striking forearms right to their face and bringing them down to the ground. And they started beating the absolute rubbish right out of the former NXT Tag Team Champions. This is where Butch hits a striking forearm right into the throat of Elton Prince. This is where Rich Holland grabbed Kip Wilson, or Kit with a T. Kit Wilson face first, right to the right, the left side of the harsh part of the ring, which is the ring apron. This is where he throws. This is where he throws Kit Wilson right back in the ring. This is where both men went inside the ring. This is where the referee was like, all right, ring the bell, like, because this the only way this match is going to start if both all four of these men are in the ring at the same time getting ready for the match. But this is where Pretty Deadly started crying and pleading. I'll say not less of crying. I'll say less of crying and more pleading to both Ridge Holland and Butch, saying like, "Please show mercy, no, let us go. Like, we promise we'll never antagonize you ever again." And they did not. We're not buying it because this is regardless. This is regardless of their apology, this is still a Donnybrook street fight match. Like, and then this is where they try to run out of the ring. This is where the Brawling Brutes grab them back into the. Not back in the ring, but they got hanging their arms up right onto the ropes into the right corner. That's where they start hitting the 10, maybe even 20 beats to the Brawling onto the chest of both Kit Wilson and Elton Prince. Like, they were like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20 to the beating their chest in with their fist, like, by Ridge Holland and Butch. Like, they had them fall right onto the canvas and over and past the not canvas, the apron of the ring, because they were in the side of the ring. This is where Butch hits a double middle missile drop kick to the face of Elton Prince when he was in the snapmare sitting position. This is where he did a flipping suplex. He did that rolling flipping signature move suplex that he usually do to Kit Wilson right onto that very exact same apron. This is where he went right under the ring, where Ridge Holland had Elton Prince in the ring, the same guy he supposedly injured. And then this is where he hits a striking forearm right into the face of Elton Prince. This is where Butch had two shillelaghs he grabbed under the ring. I thought, where have those been? Like, I haven't seen them over a year ago. Like, when they were in that into that 6-man tag team Donnybrook street fight match with Sheamus when they took on Imperium's Ludwig Kaiser, Giovanni Vinci, and the current longest reigning Intercontinental Champion, Gunther. But anyways, yeah, or should I say the Ring General? But either way, same difference. But this is where he got the shillelagh. This is where he passed Ridge Holland one. This is where Butch said, all right, use that on Elton. I got him on the outside. You get him on the end. And then this is where Ridge Holland grabbed onto the shillelagh as soon after he hits a sideways crossbody with him having Elton Prince onto the tree of woe position, like hanging upside down, like onto the top right corner of Tina the Turnbuckle when he did a crossbody hip splash. This is where Kit Wilson tried to go back inside the ring, try to attack Ridge Holland, but he gets landed with a stand-up flapjack, hitting the face first right onto the canvas and his midsection as well, not to mention. This is where Ridge Holland had one of the shillelaghs, finally picked up the one and started doing a camel clutch right onto Kit Wilson around his neck, while Butch had the other shillelagh, but get ready to hit him with that very shillelagh, I should say. But he's like, you know what? I'll save this for later. And he hits a drop kick onto the arm of Kit Wilson, like right after Ridge Holland. Ridge Holland was doing a camel clutch with the shillelagh around Kit Wilson's neck when he was doing the hold on, where he kicks him right to his left arm. And this is where Butch went right on the outside, hits a knee strike right onto the head of Elton Prince. This is where Ridge Holland hits a striking European uppercut to Elton Prince in the ring. This is where, well, not Elton Prince, Kit Wilson. This is where Butch grabbed onto Elton Prince's hands and fingers and started bending it onto the bar stand, like if he was at a pub, like in a at a European bar fight, I should say. This is where he threw a couple of glass pieces into the face of Butch. He was like, my face. And I was like, I hope that it got into his eyes. And then this is where Elton Prince hits a Randy Orton style back suplex on him, right onto that bar stand, like hitting his back hard into the stand. This is where Elton Prince was grabbing onto his fingers because he bent it very hard. Like, I was like, hopefully it's not worse than his shoulder injury. But this is where, speaking of shoulders, this is where Ridge Holland came out of nowhere and hit a devastating shoulder block I've ever seen in recent time in professional wrestling. Like I was like, I hope it didn't re-injure his arm or shoulder, I should say, and give Elton Prince another reason why he does not trust what's his name, does not trust Ridge Holland, of course. But this is where Ridge Holland's like, what are you going to do about it? Like, to Elton Prince. And this is where he gets striked right to Kit Wilson's face. This is where he gets pushed right onto the back first, right onto the steel ring post. Gets European uppercut from Elton Prince. This is where they did their fashion pretty deadly pose. They're hanging onto their arms. This is where both of them got him back in the ring. This is where they grabbed onto the shillelaghs, trying to beat Ridge Holland to death with the shillelagh. But when he tried to swing it head first to Ridge Holland, this is where Ridge Holland grabs onto his arm with the shillelagh. This is where Elton Prince tried to come in and save his best friend, but he gets caught in midair with his arm with the shillelagh. This is where he grabbed onto both of their arms like a shillelagh, pull him closer, grabs him up into a double belly to belly suplex. He flips both of them like into a body slam position, I should say, or a body drop. Yeah, that's what I should say, a double body drop over the top ropes outside into the left side of the ringside area. This is where they start hitting. This is where he started hitting blows back and forth with Pretty Deadly until Butch came in, hits a top rope moonsault right off the top rope, making everybody into the brawl go crashing down to the concrete floor. This is where Butch is like, yeah, that's right. Like, fight night. Yeah, that's right. Which I rhymed, and I'm hardly even trying to rhyme because I'm not sure what's the rhyme about. But anyways, this is where Ridge Holland got Kit Wilson back in the ring. Hits an Alabama slam with Kit Wilson hit back of his head first right into the trash can. This is where he get ready to do the Boston Crab on him, like a half Boston Crab, which if Jericho was there, they would call it the Lion Tamer, I believe. Yeah. Which he got him in a full standing Boston Crab, I should say, which Elton Prince tried to come to the aid for his best friend, Kit. Well, when he tried to stop, what's his name, Ridge Holland, but he got grabbed. Butch grabbed onto his leg. He started trying to kick himself free away from the bruiserweight, but he twisted his ankle into an ankle lock, started squeezing it and turning it where it should not be turned and where it's supposed to be facing at. Like, it was so traumatically horrible for Pretty Deadly, like, because they got two submission holds locked in on him, and whoever tapped out like would easily give the Brawling Brutes a automatic victory by submission. But fortunately for these two former NXT Tag Team Champion, the these two British models, I guess you could call them, gimmicks, like they grab onto each other's hands. This is where this gave enough strength for Elton Prince to push Butch off of him from the ankle lock hold, pushes him right into right into Barry Barricade, or former Barry. And then this is where Kit Wilson tried to roll out of Ridge Holland's hold, or even rolling to try to get to the ropes. But this is where Ridge Holland still had it locked in, regardless. Like, even though he was still Kit Wilson still had enough room to try to run into the ropes and try to grab onto for a rope break. But this when as soon as Ridge Holland pulls him away from the ropes into the left corner of the ropes. This is where inside the ring. This is where Elton Prince got a steel wooden bar stool, hit him back first with the weapon, and it made Ridge Holland fell flat face first into the ring mat. Because it was such a hard force impact into that bar stool shot. This is where Elton Prince tried to go for a suplex, which Kit Wilson hits a powerbomb into a cell powerbomb combination, kind of double team maneuver onto the former rugby star. This is where they pin Ridge the Fridge, but they only got a 2 count, because as soon as the referee counted 2, this is where Butch, his tag partner, came for the save, stopped Elton Prince and Kit Wilson to do the double pin. This is where they keep this match alive. And then let's see. This is where Butch tried to go for some kind of a maneuver, but he gets instantly countered into a power slam position, but instead gets snake-eyed, right, or snake waist, into the right side of the ropes. Of course, this is where Kit Wilson goes for a striking forearm right into the head of the bruiserweight. This is where or elbow strike, I should say. This is where Elton Prince was barely hanging on to the top right corner of Tina Turnbuckle to get himself together. This is where Ridge Holland tried to go for a strike right onto to Elton Prince, but he kicks him right in the face. This is where he tried to go for the middle rope. Ridge Holland grabs him by the neck, and they got him into a gorilla press position into the got him off the top rope, got him up in the air over the canvas, and he probably hit him in a power slam. This is where Kit Wilson tried to run and attack Ridge Holland, which he probably didn't learn from Elton Prince, because he tried to go towards him without any plan whatsoever, but he gets instantly countered by Ridge Holland, but he gets we try to go for a power slam, but Kit Wilson countered out of it. This is where he kicks him in the midsection. Trying to go for a twist of fate, but it was like his version of it without him going down with him. Instead, getting hit like if he got hit with the twist of fate stunner, but Kit Wilson hit it like if it was Matt Hardy's version of twist of fate rather than Jeff's. This is where Butch came in, hit the super kick to him. This is where Butch goes right up, and he's like, "Well, I'll try to go for a roundhouse kick," but Kit Wilson moved out of the way, so he had to improvise and go for a running step up Instigiri. This is where Kit Wilson hits him with a rebound clothesline out of nowhere. This is where he landed his head and in his face, I should say, most likely, and his front of his body right onto the canvas. This is where Butch was laid flat on his back onto the canvas. This is where Kit Wilson got back up. He was getting ready onto the ropes. Looked like if he's trying to hit the punt kick, but unfortunately he wasn't trying to do that move because no one can do it better other than the Viper himself. And hopefully it stays that way, unless you're a Super Ninja Austin, of course. But anyways, this is where Kit Wilson kicks him in the midsection. This is where he tried to go for his his hot shot twist of fate like maneuver, which is possibly his signature move, or not signature. I'll say his finishing move. But you know the statistic. If their finishing move doesn't work, if your finishing move works the first time, it's a guarantee that it may not be the same luck the next time, which he wasn't double lucky. This is where Butch grabbed onto his fingers, bend them back like you normally do, which I'm surprised on WWE video game that's not a signature move, because he act like if it is a signature move, because sometimes he does that maneuver even before even right before he hits his finishing move to bitter end. This is where we try to go for the brogue pump kick, like to Elton Prince, but he ducked right out of the way. He hits his leg right onto the middle ropes on the right side corner into the ring, or onto the ring, like into the outside of the apron, but instantly get hit with a shillelagh by Elton Prince. Gets rolled up by Kit Wilson in the most devastating move in all sports entertainment, but he kicks out at 2.8 seconds. This is where Elton Prince is like, what we got to do to put him away for good. This is where he tried to go up on the top rope. This is where he tried to climb right high Riggs, but this is where Ridge Holland caught him out on the apron. Like, this is where he goes for like a sunset flip buckle bomb, hitting him with the sunset flip bomb maneuver right through the table onto the ringside area into the top corner, like which he landed hard back first. And then this is where Kit Wilson tried to go for an attacking strike right onto the bruiserweight. Let's see. But it was no match because it was too late, because Butch was ready with paying tribute to his leader, the Celtic Warrior Sheamus, was like, "Fight night, fella," and hits the bro kick finally, because you know the statistic. If it don't work the first time, it's going to work the second time. This is where he tried to go for a pin. Unfortunately, it's only got him a 2.99999 count. Butch was like, how the hell did he kick out of that? This is where Rich Holland grabbed onto a table. I was like, if I was you, I'll be trying to hit him with the shillelagh. Like, I know the table, they would probably do the work or do the job, because that's a proven fact. Because it's a proven fact that weapon puts away any wrestler's opponents. Like when they slam their finishing move right onto their opponents to a table, and they easily get knocked out. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case for the Brawling Brutes, with Kit Wilson rolling out of the way right on time before they even had a chance to slam him through the table. Here's where Ridge Holland's like, you better get your unmanly, ugly ass over here. And then this is where he tried to attack him right through the barrels, but he moved right out of the way with him landing face first into the barrels. This is where Kit Wilson got back onto the apron. This is where Butch tried to go for attack to bring him back in the ring. This is where he get hit with his head first right into the top of the turnbuckle, in the top left corner of Tina the turnbuckle. This is where he ran right onto the ropes. This is where Kit Wilson tried to go on to the mid rope and hit us possibly a crossbody right through the table with Butch. But this is where Butch said, nope, not today. Like, he tried to go for a suplex right onto the table. But this is where Elton Prince got involved, countered him, hit him with an axe handle. This is where they hit their tag team finishing move off the top rope, which was a STO from Elton Prince's side and the spine buster onto what's his name, to Kit Wilson's side, like a STO spine buster combo tag team finishing. Not STO, a swinging neck breaker, like a spine buster. I was like, hey, ain't that the Street Profits' the new combo finishing move? Like, okay, like, well, what? Either way, like, that's way too similar to their finishing move. But they hit Butch with that move right through the table, off the mid rope. It got the 1, 2, 3. I'm not sure if they put this rivalry to put this rivalry to bed just yet. But they did defeat the Brawling Brutes for the second time in a row. And I think this is a shame that the Brawling Brutes didn't get the win in this tag team match, because for the fact that this match was dedicated to the Brawling Brutes. Because usually Sheamus wrestled into this stipulated match, into a Donnie Brooke match. But maybe Pretty Deadly needed to get that win to gain some heel momentum, though, if that makes sense. But who do you think should have won this match? The Brawling Brutes are Pretty Deadly. Y'all let me know down in the comments below. We're gonna move on to the next match, which is the EST Bianca Belair taking on Tropicana Bailey, reminding me more of Sunday Night Stunner last November. But anyways, we're gonna talk about what happened backstage with Nick Aldis, running into Paul Heyman. With Paul Heyman had a couple words to ask him. This is where he tried to convince. This is where it looks like he tried to convince Nick Aldis on what he of a favor, like, but with bribery. With him saying, after he said, "Nice suit that Nick Aldis has," and this is where Paul Heyman says, "I might also some pearls and wisdom," and then I get some pearls and the wisdom, and this is where Nick Aldis was like, "Don't act like I have no other choice," like, and he's like, I have a United States Championship, championship press conference I have to attend. So can you excuse me for a sec? And then this is where he's like, "So please make it quick." Like, so make it quick and make it short to the point. And then this is where he's like, "Oh, of course, my sir." And he's like, "If on you, I have a lot of medical personnel in, bro. Like, you have LA Knight is going to main event with my tribal chief, and all my years all around a lot of Samoans. Like, this is the most savage version of Roman Reigns anyone I mean will ever see in WWE right now. Like, don't shoot the messenger. Like, you go on and go about your business into this press conference." And then this is where he's like, and then this is where Nick Aldis curiously asked him, like, "Is he done yet?" And then this is where Paul Heyman was like, well, LA Knight it's gonna be a hard win for him. But before we get to the main event match, we got a little press conference segment, like, backstage, like inside this room with Logan to hype up Logan and Mysterio's match for the United States Championship. With Nick Aldis was like I like to present at this time. Allow me to introduce both the champion and challenger, the United States champion Rey Mysterio and challenger Logan Paul. And it is where both men got it face to face. Beside the new SmackDown general manager Nick Aldis, is where.
Okay, it's not 71, so I'll turn 70.
And then let's see, and then.
Unless your mom's starting to cook, so that's probably why. You better hurry up, Mom's just gonna be over there waiting for you.
Are you not going with me? Why?
This is where Logan Paul, this is where they have first Logan Paul step in the scale. How much he weigh? He's like, and he's like he's officially 213 pounds. What's Rey Mysterio's how much he weighs, which he weighed like about 175 pounds. That's who it was. Like, I must be getting them mixed up with like Commander or even one of the Lucha House Party guys, the former House Party alums, Lince Dorado or Metalik. But he's like, Like, yeah, thanks so much for staying. And then this word. And then this is where Logan Paul's like Dominic Mysterio was right about you, Mysterio. You are a deadbeat dad. And then this is where Rey Mysterio's like, you just like my son. And then the same like I just did with my son at Mania, what I'm about to do to you on tomorrow night's event. I'm gonna beat you and humble you. And then it's where Logan Paul tried to come up with a shaming remark like which is very insulting to those short people. He's like saying, "You're short, like what? That's like you don't really have that much advantage. You're short." Rey Mysterio's like, "Oh yeah, that's all you can do. You can run your mouth, blah blah blah, Paul." And then this is where he patted Mysterio's head onto Rey Mysterio's head, patted Rey Mysterio's head. And this is where Nick Aldis reminded Logan Paul, saying, "Hey, no touching. Like I thought I made myself clear about that." He's like, "No," and he told Rey Mysterio's like, "Yeah, like that goes to you too, Mysterio, but." Like, even though you're not touching Logan Paul, this is where Rey Mysterio's like, and that's all you can say. Like, you're getting scared, like you little punk. And then this is where he slapped the taste out of Logan Paul's mouth, like because he was being rudely and arrogantly disrespectful to the legendary mass underdog luchador and current United States champion and WWE Hall of Famer. This is where he slapped the absolute taste out of him. This is where Logan Paul hits the one lucky shot right onto the face of Rey Mysterio. This is where Nick Aldis is like, okay, that's enough. Like, to break this up, like now. And then this is where Rey Mysterio grabs on the microphone, hits him square shape into his head, like bashed him right to his skull, like right on the top of his chrome, even though he don't have no chrome, let alone dome, like because he have a hair full of maverick-shaped hair, of course. But yeah, this is where he was like, all right, enough, get out of here. Like, he's like, and then he's like, you, Rey Mysterio, get out, and then you, Logan, get out here. Like what is wrong with you two guys? Like, we have enough of you right now. Like, yeah, like save it for when y'all need to, like for tomorrow night. But yeah, that segment ended, and yeah, who do you think's gonna win? Do you think Logan Paul's gonna pull off an upset, or Rey Mysterio's gonna retain and remain as the United States champion with the LWO? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. But for now, we're gonna end this video with this review with the EST Bianca Belair taking on the leader of Damage Control and the former Golden role model, now no longer a role model. But she do need some role modeling, in my opinion, of course, with the way she dresses and the way her way she inside that squared circle with her momentum and credibility. But anyways, we're gonna talk about that right now, and then now I'm thinking about it, I'm starting to make Bailey like if she's the Nia Jax, like what the Great One would do, like saying like making fun of Nia Jax and calling her his enemy. Like I'm kind of doing that with Bailey right now, but it's just for the fun side of things, like because it kind of reminds me from back in 2020 and 2022. Well, mostly 2022, because for the simple fact that I saw her on my first experience as a wrestling fan and as a wrestling fan and a live attendance with my brother and my sister-in-law and uncle. But anyways, we're gonna talk about the match with same with the opener match with Kevin Owens and Austin Theory. It was exactly like that. But anyway, this is where Bianca Belair hits her with a standing suplex for 10 seconds straight. And this is where she kips up right after she slams her. Bianca Belair was telling her exactly what she was going to do, and that was going to beat her down to the ground, and send a message to her best friend Io Sky, which she pretty much basically did that. We're going to recap some more of it. Which she goes for a rolling flip, springboard moonsault right off the right side of the rope. Not right side, the left side, my bad. The left side corner of the ropes. It's only got a 2 count even. This is where Bianca Belair's like, okay, I kind of figured that was going to happen, but what to do to bring her down for now until I finish her off. That's where the fans shouted. That's where the fans shouted at Bailey at some kind of insult. I'm not sure what it was, but But she responded back like saying like you suck. And then this is where she got chased after by Bianca Belair. And then she ran right back into the ring. This is where Tropicana Bailey tried to go for a swinging elbow strike right onto Bianca, but she moved right out of the way. This is where Bianca moved right outsmart. This is where she outsmarted Bailey. This is where she gets body slammed right onto the middle of the canvas, like right after she got into the ring. This is where Bianca Belair said like, "Well, you got Bailey. Like I could do this all day," and she did it like 3 times in a row. This is where Bianca Belair put her right onto the top right corner of Tina the Turnbuckle, but instantly got countered into her attempt to Irish whip Bailey to the other side, which would be into the bottom left corner. Which she instantly got countered by Bailey. This is where Bailey tried to go for a clothesline attack onto her the bottom right corner of the bottom left corner of Tina the Turnbuckle, but she get elbowed by Bianca Belair. This is where Bianca goes for she flips over Tropicana Bailey, like when she tried to go for a splashing attack, but she gets flipped over onto the bottom corner apron, like which is a proven fact that it is the hardest part of the ring. But she instantly hits a hot shot to Bianca Belair onto the middle ropes of the bottom corner, and then this is where Bailey tried to go for a running knee strike, which connected her knee right onto Bianca's head, and which bounced off the reed of the ring post into the left side of the ringside area, I believe. Yeah, the bottom left side, because there's 2 left sides. One's top left and the one's bottom left. Which she kneed her right to the, which made her fell right off the apron, landed right into the bottom corner of the ringside area. She brought her back inside the ring. We're going to get to the short and sweet and to the point here to talk about what happened next onto the match. When Bailey trying to hit her finishing move, which I believe was the Rose Plant, but I believe Bianca Belair countered and started hitting forearms like back and forth right onto the former longest reigning SmackDown Women's Champion. This is where she hits her with a shoulder block, a big shoulder block to be the exact. Hit her with another one, and then for her comeback move, hit her with a swinging single-legged missile drop kick afterwards. Do a kip up. Bianca Belair still swinging her long ponytail. This is where she spears Tropicana Bailey right onto the top left corner of Tina the Turnbuckle. This is where she went right on the middle of the ropes, right on top of over the turnbuckle. Start hitting 10 beats to Bailey's head, like 1, 2 with her right hand, like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, with the fans saying it with the EST, and then I think she was even doing it more, like even like 10 more times, like because they start repeatedly saying 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Like she was doing 10 beats to the brawling, like the brawling brutes. But anyways, this is where Bailey managed to flip out of it under the 20 blows that Bianca was giving to her. This is where she flips her over, and she hit her face first right onto the top part of Tina the Turnbuckle, the top Tina the Turnbuckle onto the top left corner. But anyways, this is where Bailey is trying to come back to her senses, like so she can get back to her right mind if she ever has one. If she ever has one, and if she can get to it, this is where she runs right to the right corner. This is where she tried to run right to Bianca Belair to a running knee strike, but she gets instantly intercepted by the EST and ate a huge spine buster from the EST, like with her taking a huge spine buster in the middle of the ring mat. But unfortunately for Bianca, she only got a 9 count, I believe. Bianca Belair is like, how did she kick out of it so easily? This is where she spears right into the top right corner of Tina the Turnbuckle, put her up on the top ropes. This is where she goes up right onto right on the top. This is where she was getting ready to go for the suplex. Like when she tried to attempt to do the suplex, but Bailey started countering, hitting right hands to the gut of the EST. But when she tried to go for her head, she dodges it, and by an inch, I was like, wow. Like, I never saw Bianca Belair ever done this in her whole entire WWE career. From the past 5 years of watching her, I do not remember seeing her do a counter maneuver like that before, because she did so perfectly. She did a backflip, still landed on her feet, going up right onto the top rope, getting ready to go for a top rope suplex onto the former SmackDown Women's Champion, where she flipped her right over. She nearly botched it, but luckily she managed to redo her mistake. And even though it cost her back to hurt like hell, she still managed to knock Bailey off her feet. She flips her over right in the middle of the ring for a pinfall, but she only got a 2.8 count. Bianca Belair's like, sugar, honey, iced tea. Like, how much do I need to do to put away this brat? Like, this is where she goes right onto the right. This is where she puts Bailey right into the middle of into the ring canvas. This is where she tried to go attempts to do a springboard moonsault, a flipping springboard moonsault. Like, I was like, hopefully she be careful doing that, because usually 9 times out of 10, like, it's not going to be a guarantee when you successfully execute the second time if you successfully did pull off the move the first time. But anyways, this is what she tried to get double luck from the against Bailey. But even though that wasn't a guarantee, but this match was for the EST. When she flips, when she did the backflip, Bailey moves out of the way, hits her face. And this is where Tropicana Bailey did not learn from the first time. Like, when it comes to messing with her hair, like, I bet she did not learn from the likes of Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, and Shayna Baszler. Do not touch Bianca's hair, like, because she's gonna use it as a weapon against you. This is where she started holding on to. This is where she started swinging around, doing a gator roll. This is where she flips her out the side of the ring with Bailey still continuously grabbing onto Bianca's hair, like, and then with her onto the opposite direction into the bottom right corner of Rita the ring post, like, pulling onto it like if it's some kind of I would say tater tot. And I would say not tater totter. I would say what's that? Like a little like a scale. Like if it's some kind of produce scale, like of weighing her hair in, to start pulling her, hitting her, pulling on her so hard to the point she swings Bianca towards herself and hits face first right onto the Rita the ring post, I should say. Hits Bianca Belair right in the ring post. And I don't think this is definitely not fake, because you can hear the impact, and I don't think they're using fake noises to do so, because she hit it. It's like a live hit, like when a wrestler hits their opponent with a chair shot. Like, that's not a fake spot at all. Like, they legitimately hit the maneuver, even though it was a planned hit. But it's still they're taking the spot and getting hit with the chair shot. So, like, how dare somebody that's unexperienced in wrestling saying that's fake? Like, scripted, like, you can call it scripted all you want, but it's not fake. But anyway, this is where Bailey was barely standing on her feet, hanging on to support onto the hardest part of the ring, which is the ring apron. This is where Bailey went right onto the top rope. This is where she tried to go for her signature formerly known her finishing move, which is her elbow drop, like she got from what's his name from Macho Man Randy Savage. She thought that was gonna be it, because the referee counted 1, the referee counted 2, but Bianca Belair somehow kicks out at 2.99999999999. A negative of 0.1 second away from being 3. This is where Tropicana Bailey tried to go 2 other times, but instantly got kicked out at 1 even counts from Bianca. This is where Bailey tries to go for a table spot on the outs table. Still talking trash to Michael Cole because for some reason that's her arch enemy. This is where she tried to go for a sunset flip to Bianca. To right off the ring apron and right through the announcer's table, but this is where Bianca Belair was hanging on to the ropes onto the right corner of in the ring, but it's like the right side of the ringside area, I should say, like with Bianca hitting right hands to the face of Tropicana Bailey, still like going back onto the ring apron, like hanging on. Bianca Belair grabs onto the hair of Tropicana Bailey. This is where she started hitting, striking forearms right onto Bailey, and this is where Tropicana Bailey tried to spear her. Like I turned into a habit now, started calling her Tropicana. She hits face first, like when Bianca Belair moves out of the way, goes back into the ring, hits face first or head first right onto the rid of the ring post, and rolled off the ring apron. This is where Bianca Belair hits a springboard crossbody right soon after, like when Bailey got back on her feet, like which is a proven 2023 most comeback move in all sports entertainment. This is where Bianca Belair grabbed onto her ponytail. She was like, "You can never take me down." And that's what she was telling Bailey, like, and she was looking at the announce table and back at Bailey. She was like, and I'm so tempted right now. But he's like, you know what? I'll think about it later. This is where Bianca Belair goes lower back in the ring, jump over the top rope, like when she got back in. This is where she dodges Bailey, goes running to the other side, on the left side rope corner. This is where she tried to go for a shoulder tackle, but Tropicana Bailey moved out of the way. This is where Tropicana Bailey tried to go for a clothesline. This is where she hit her with a twisting arm, a double under twisted arm chicken wing into a KOD right in the middle of the ring. And then this is where she tried to go for the maneuver, but this wasn't a guarantee, not until the next time, which we're going to get to that in just a sec. Because when Tropicana Bailey tried to go for the most devastating move in all of sports entertainment, the surprise roll-up, like Bianca Belair kicks out at 2.1 seconds. As soon as she kicks out, like when she tried to go for the roll-up, this is where she tried to go onto the pulling onto her ponytail. I was like, you have not learned from your best friend and y'all's fellow 4 horsewomen, Becky Lynch and Shayna Baszler, like of pulling onto her ponytail. Like once you pull on the ponytail, you're gonna get whiplash, which that was the case, and you heard it echoing around the arena. It gets slapped like so loud and so hard to the point like you probably would have heard it outside. Like it was so loud, like and brutally hard to hear. Like when she slashed it right onto her midsection when she tried to. Because Bianca Belair tried to close on Bailey, she ducks. Like when she tried to pull onto Bianca's ponytail, went right onto the right side of the ropes, run right through, try to go for an attack move like she would do, like whether if it was a double axe handle, clothesline, or even a knee strike. Before she had a chance to do anything, she gets whiplash. Yeah, right. And this is where Corey Graves' weird ass said like that should be illegal assault to Bailey, like what Bianca just did. But Bianca Belair didn't give a damn. She hits the KOD right onto Tropicana Bailey. She got the 1, 2, 3. Just it reminded me, just like on my experience with Sunday Night Stunner, as much as like Kevin Owens Stunner and Austin Theory again tonight, like at Sunday Night Stunner. But yeah, but that wasn't just. But Bianca Belair wasn't done yet, despite winning the match, because she dragged Bailey outside, picked her up on her shoulders, and slammed her right into the table with her finishing move, the Kiss of Death, like like or y'all guys would say the KOD for short, the KOD for short, of course. But that's what she did, right onto the announcer's table, slamming her, sending the crowd home happy, sending them, and also sending a message to the WWE Women's Champion Io Sky tomorrow. And who do you think is going to win? Do you think it's going to be the Genius of the Sky or the EST? Sound off y'all's prediction down in the comments below. That's the end of tonight's SmackDown. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 star show because it was really good. Like, may not be perfect, but it was still a great show. In the show, there'll be a go-home show right before the pay-per-view, like see what's going to happen next, like as we go on the road to Saudi Arabia, like onto watching as us fans are looking forward to seeing what's going to happen next, like what's going on with the SmackDown, not SmackDown Women, the Women's Championship, which is formerly known as the Raw Women's Championship, as soon as they got exchanged back during the draft from this past May, and like also the United States Championship and the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. And also on the Raw side of things, like Cody Rhodes taking on Damian Priest and the Women's World Championship with Rhea Ripley defending against 4 other women, which is Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax, Zoe Stark, and Raquel Rodriguez, while Seth Rollins takes on Drew McIntyre. And any predictions on that, also let me know down below. I guess I'm going to end this video right there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe, click the bell notification so you won't miss my upcoming videos. Which up next, I'm going to do my next episode of the SNA podcast, which will be about AEW Dynamite. Make sure y'all stay tuned for that. But yeah, I'm going to say I've been your host, Super Ninja Austin. This was the 103rd episode. Yeah, 103rd episode of the SNA podcast. Hopefully I did the pose of the SNA podcast because it's the S and then this is the N and this is the A. But anyway, I'll see you all on the next episode or video, I should say, of the SNA podcast, which we're going to be heading to AEW Friday Night Rampage, which will be the review 104th episode. And see you guys there. The assassin is out for now. See you in 5 seconds.